Have you ever heard the wise old tale in which Adobe scrapped one of their most beloved and well-loved softwares in place of an AI application fully created for AI enthusiasts? Okay, so in very recent times, aka within this week, Adobe has set forest fires in the art community as so many people are becoming upset over the recent news that Adobe Animate is no longer going to be around. And the actual impact of this is worldwide. It's insane because so many people, so many well-beloved animators and a lot of well-known figures in the art community use Adobe Animate. A lot of schools use Adobe and Adobe Animate to teach animation and art to their classes and to the world. A lot of beginner artists that come from schools, a lot of them being in like Australia and America, I'm not too sure on where else, but they get taught on Adobe because they offer a student license which allows from the ages of whenever you graduate, I guess, to have access to Adobe Animate without paying the access fee, or at least from my knowledge. I'm still in school, so I'm not entirely sure on the payment plans and schools. It differs all over the world. But like it just it baffles me that this massive company, this absolutely massive company, would take such a well-made, well-designed, and just pretty much well-beloved application and software and just completely throw it away in place of AI slop. I'm sorry, but I feel like I can't connect to any softwares or just any type of well-known media anymore. I can't connect with it because it's all junk, it's all money, it's all money based, and I can't believe that we've gotten to the point in our society that we've started disregarding our own society in place of a fake one. Like, a lot of our society is built on art, and a lot of our culture, a lot of everyone's culture all around the world is based off art and creativity and self-expression, like music, art, like pretty much all over the world, throughout all of time. You can go back to like the 1600s, even like before we started counting, like 600,000 years ago, you could probably find an art piece that's still in good condition. Like, and I can't believe that it's becoming so much of a struggle for artists nowadays to make art. Like, recently, it's just become this big thing of which art applications and art softwares just decide, hey, why don't we put massive subscription fee annually or monthly onto our application? Adobe is very well known for this, which is a big problem on my end because I don't agree with that. I don't agree with putting pretty much making self-expression a DLC. And you could make the argument that, oh, but if you wanted to express yourself, then you could just use traditional art. The price of traditional art supplies, good traditional art supplies, are absolutely skyrocketing at the moment. I can't preface that enough. Like, I'm from the 21st century. I'm young, obviously. And the fact that we are putting massive, like, prices on pretty much being a human, like, being able to express yourself, everyone expresses themselves in a different way, and the fact that that's being pretty much taken from us by massive corporations is insane to me. It baffles me. Like, I'm probably not going to be able to afford housing, and the fact that these massive companies, massive billion-dollar companies, are pulling up $800 annual subscription fees for creativity and like everyday useful resources. And I get you have to put a price on something and you have to put a price on everything, but I feel like the ability to express yourself shouldn't be an extra part of life that you have to unlock with how much you earn in a month, because I I don't understand it. Like, Adobe Animate has been around for decades now, right? Not entirely sure on the time chart, but it actually baffles me that in very recent years, like pretty much since like 2020 even, we've just disregarded everything that makes us human and everything that makes us be able to express ourselves in place of ones and zeros. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I used to see the overall purpose of AI. I used to see the potential it had with the potential ability that it can cure cancer or whatever. But like, this isn't what it should be used for. Instead of being used for something useful, it's being used for AI slop and cheating on essays. I feel like this isn't the reality we wanted. And now the fact that big companies, especially ones linked to expressing yourself, like Adobe Animate and like Adobe as a whole, and like I think even Twitter rolled around like I think it's called Grok AI, like it's an integrated feature of the platform. And I know a lot of people use Twitter for political rants, blah 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 blah, but it is also a place for people to express themselves and put themselves out there and show their art and show what they're doing in the day. Like, I don't really know what people use Twitter for besides art. But I just feel like we're removing the humanity from like what we do. Like, I feel like every CEO or higher up at a corporation is just a robot now, because how do they make these decisions without being human? Like, I don't understand. Is it all just money based? Or is it something more like, do you earn a lot of money from like AI? Because what I've heard anyways is that you don't, and instead you lose a lot of money because they take a lot to run. And also their impacts on the environment is actually insane. Like, I know a lot of companies don't have the best track record in terms of their environmental impacts, but like, what? It's insane. I don't see how these big companies just make these decisions and don't see the downsides. And the fact that there's no upsides besides the chance of earning money. Because, or at least from what I've heard, these are all rumors. I've heard that like ChatGPT and stuff are going bankrupt or expected to go bankrupt because AI didn't earn money. You don't earn a lot of money from it. And it's insane to me that we keep on reaching and reaching to make AI work, even though it just doesn't. It just doesn't anymore. You give someone power, they abuse it, and that's exactly the state of AI, that AI is in right now. It's actually insane that companies are even still considering AI as good integration. Like, I know Elon Musk is a dickhead, and I don't appreciate him fucking with Twitter or whatever. But like, I don't know. how can you do this stuff and consider yourself human? Because you're just being selfish. I feel like the one part of humanity that I thought I knew was that people cared for each other, but it just feels like everyone's a robot nowadays, or at least everyone with money is. I feel like everyone's lost the ability to show empathy or be able to understand each other and like the situation they're in. Like in making, like in removing Adobe Animate, you are like getting rid of so many people's jobs and so many people's educations. Like a lot of people heavily rely on Adobe Animate as their prime source of income, and boy, do I know that you do not earn a lot of money from such professions, or at least not in most cases. Like, it takes genuine passion and, like, love of the craft to have the determination to make a project like that. And the fact that they're just taking at their foundation and expecting us to pick up the scraps and build anew is insane. Because it's AI. Who cares about AI besides AI bros? Like, I can't believe that this is the world I'm in. This is the world I'm growing up in. Like, I'm still in school, and what was going to be, like, the field I go in, to animation, is now being pretty much ripped apart in front of my face. And I know that very recently they've recalled what they said and said they're not going to do it. But personally, I don't entirely believe it. Like, sure, they can say that they're not going to do it, but that doesn't mean they are. Like, that doesn't mean they mean it. And, like, with the state like the world's in right now, I feel like everyone's just wanting money. Money, money, money. It baffles me. It's absolutely insane. Like, take this game, for example. It's a Roblox game called Opened Eye. It's a passion project made by my friend. And it's still in beta, so it's got little kinks on the edges. But even from this short little island scene, it is absolutely beautiful. It's made by, I think, 2 to 3 people. Like, there is not that many people, and it's mostly made by the creator themselves. And this kind of game, a game this beautiful, is filtered out by games like Heal a Brain Rot or whatever. Like, this is the reason I don't necessarily play a lot of Roblox games anymore, because there's just nothing out there. All of it's just AI, and it baffles me that big companies still see AI as a good thing. It gets rid of, like, the entire point of humanity, or at least a lot of it, a big chunk of it. I feel like the one inherent human piece of, like, behavior aspect is that they want to create, is that they want to express themselves. Like, through a game like this, each thing is made by the creator. Each little mushroom, each little tree, just everything is made purely out of passion. And I know for a fact that the creator has a lot of stuff going on in their lives, like school, for example. And, like, I feel like a lot of big companies wouldn't be able to see the point in doing this. The point is that they're passionate and that they want to express themselves. It's not about money, it's not about earning, it's about self-expression and love for the craft. And I feel like there's just this big disconnect between the general population and massive companies and billionaires. Because, personally, I don't see them as human anymore. Like, especially in recent light, I just can't see them as human. Because they don't have the core aspect of humanity, which is creativity. It's a core part of human nature. And I feel like just to disregard that in terms of like accessibility and instead get rid of it in terms of Adobe Animate and turn it into some AI program that sucks. Because, like, that's not human. That's ones and zeros. Like, there's no humanity in that. You are coding, like, pretty much a copyright artist. Like, and that's illegal. You're not allowed to do that. Yet AI makes it legal because there's no system for it yet, because it's still new technology. It should be, at the very least, if it's going to stay around, it should be used as a tool, not as something to create literal slop. It shouldn't be used to create impanini, bananini, or whatever it's fucking called. Stupid Italian brain rot. Because that's lame. That's a big reason why people don't play games anymore, and it's a big reason why people don't find a lot of indie games. Like, this game, it's very well made, and it doesn't get a lot of players because it's an indie game, and it's made by a very small team. But, like, you see games like Steal a Brain Rot or Grow a Garden. No hate to those games, by the way. Just, I'm throwing slight shade at them because I don't particularly enjoy them or think they're unique concepts. Like, I just feel like we've lost. There's like been a divide in humanity where everyone's either in the general population or they're billionaires. Like, there shouldn't be that divide. Everyone's human. It's like they all think they're the shit when they're really not. It's like, what is the point in creating if it's just going to be used to create slop? Anyways, I'm gonna chill a bit now. I got the main concept to this rant and like idea, and the reason I wanted to make it was because of Crown Prince's video on it. It's very good. It's much more informative than this one. This was pretty much just a rant. This is more of a rant plus explanation on like the general situation. Please go check that out. I'm actually begging you. We need to stop the widespread of AI all over the online world. And we need to appreciate real artists and people who are genuinely good at what they do. Like, I love supporting artists. I love seeing people that make art, and I love showing off their art. I sometimes I forget to ask if it's okay if I show people like their art, because I just think it's so sick. And like, I feel like the art space, at least at the moment, should be this communal link of just love and support. It shouldn't be one of considering if one thing is AI and one thing is not. That shouldn't be the case. That shouldn't be the state we're in. It shouldn't be constantly filled with arguments and discussions and questioning whether one thing is AI and one thing is not. Because that's not what life's about. It's not about arguing. It's about showing support for each other, being there for each other. It's about expressing yourself and living life to like the best you possibly can, with as much fun as you possibly can. And I feel like that's just hard to do at the moment, because everything's AI, and there's no way to stop it unless we take action and we show that this is not what we want. We have to show the producer what the consumer actually wants, and that is to be human. Anyways, that's probably it for the rant today. Thank you for watching. Sorry it was a bit long. I'll probably edit it down in post. But genuinely, please, please, can we stop the spread of AI and just love humans for what they are? Okay, wait. I got one more thing. Please go check out Open Eyes. It's on Roblox. It's a lot like Frozen Soul or Dream Game, if you've heard of those names before. It's very well made. Support an indie dev. It's very good. Check it out. And also check out Crown Prince's video in the description below, because they gave me like a really good basis of the idea and gave me the inspiration to talk about a lot of ideas in this video. Okay, bye guys.